CBD oil, or cannabidiol, has become the hottest rage, getting a massive shot in the arm when President Trump signed the 2018 Farm Bill, opening the door for hemp to take center stage as a new agriculture commodity in the United States. No longer the controlled substance it had been since 1937. Hemp is like a sister plant to marijuana without the THC that makes you high, and people who use it for everything from epilepsy to depression, insomnia, and arthritis and other maladies swear by it. But does it work, and are there risks? Tonight we dig deeper with the ABCs of CBD. Carrie Prue is taking her daily dose of CBD oil for arthritis in her knees. She was taking too much ibuprofen and decided to give CBD oil a try.
Placing a pain.
And right after she takes hers, she gives it to 10-year-old Stanley.
Good boy, come here.
Who has disc and nerve pain.
All I do is just put a drop on my finger.
And wasn't getting relief from his pain meds and muscle relaxers.
There you go. And that's it.
Carrie's regular vet suggested she contact Dr. Chris Payton at Western Veterinary Clinic to see if he could bring Stanley more relief.
How's Stanley doing?
He's doing really good.
Good.
Dr. Payton specializes in pain treatment through acupuncture, laser therapy, and CBD oil made from hemp.
Stanley, I think, first came to me in 2017, and he's kind of one of my neck dogs. That come in, they're hanging their head down, they're really painful, they move, just slightly, and they get a pinched nerve.
Dr. Payton, who has great faith, decided to put Jesus' proverb, "Physician, heal thyself," into use. He decided he himself would be the first guinea pig, if you will. He wasn't going to give his furry patients anything he wouldn't try himself. And as a marathon runner, he had a lot of aches and pains he was taking ibuprofen for. Over-the-counter drugs that have their own side effects with the kidneys and liver.
I would tell you in the beginning I was a little skeptical. Just like before I went to animal chiropractic school, I was a little skeptical.
He did his research, even bringing in experts who manufacture high-quality CBD oil to speak with his patients and answer all their questions. He added CBD oil to his routine and now takes much less ibuprofen.
Just 1 ml underneath the tongue for 30 seconds and then swallow it once a day. And I've maybe taken ibuprofen twice in 3 months, as opposed to taking it every day. That's a big deal for me.
And he says it's a big deal for dogs like Stanley and the 40 other pets he has using it.
I haven't had any patients that have had any side effects or problems from the CBD oil that I use.
He admits it's not a magic bullet, but says the oil he sells is pure, and 85% of patients, both 2- and 4-legged, feel better. Here's how it works. There are things called cannabinoid receptors located throughout the human body. In the very simplest terms, they affect physiological processes such as appetite, perception of pain, memory, and your mood. These cannabinoid receptors are referred to as CB1 and CB2, and they are activated by cannabidiol. CB1 receptors are mostly found in the brain and central nervous system. CB2 receptors are mostly in organs and cells associated with the immune system. Assistant professor at Indiana University School of Medicine, South Bend, Dr. Jesse Say weighs in.
It's not marijuana. There's a difference between a hemp plant and a marijuana plant.
Why do you think it's getting so popular?
I think it's getting popular because it works. So there's been a lot of studies to see if CBD oil works to help with anxiety, sleep, and pain, and most of them are showing that it does work.
Carrie says she's a believer for both herself and Stanley.
He just gets a couple drops. It's just a couple drops in the morning at breakfast, a couple drops in the evening. It's really easy. He loves it. We're believers. We're so glad that it's become popular because it's a great alternative therapy. We have a lot of friends who have used it for their animals as well. We've seen great results, and I would highly recommend it.
Both Dr. Payton and Pinecoffer agree with Dr. Say's assessment that you need to do your research and make sure the CBD oil you are getting is pure and does not contain THC. And it doesn't just come in a tincture to place drops under your tongue.
I see it being one of those things that's going to be up and coming for them, and I think that's going to change a lot of people's lives. I think it already has. There are air traffic controllers that take it. There are pilots that take it. So we always start with the lowest dose, no matter what we do, whether it's traditional or non-traditional.
And while not yet ready to endorse it because it's not regulated, Dr. Say believes that too will be changing.
The government is now beginning to recognize that there is a difference between CBD oil made from hemp and is making that legal, as opposed to CBD oil made from marijuana, which will have THC in it. And hopefully with that, they can start regulating it and making it more commonly used with regulation, okay, to make it safe and to know where it's coming from.
Come here, buddy. Ready? Ready? Go get it.
Carrie says she's using much less ibuprofen for her arthritis, and Stanley is weaning off his pain meds and is a much happier 10-year-old.
And we have seen wonderful results. He has been a different dog for the past year.
So the next time you're out driving in the country, you may be seeing more hemp growing in the fields, a new commodity for farmers, and perhaps a new treatment for what ails you. The World Health Organization statement on CBD oil is that it has little to no side effects, but as with any supplement, talk to your doctor before starting CBD oil. Governor Eric Holcomb signed a measure legalizing cannabidiol. However, be sure to check the ingredients. If it contains THC, it cannot be more than 0.3%. It's also helped animals and people going through cancer treatment by stimulating the appetite and reducing anxiety. As for treatment for epilepsy, many are still using CBD oil, but the FDA recently approved the first cannabis-based drug called Epidiolex. It's not cheap and can run you over $1,000 a month. And for those of you who are drug tested at work, as we are, CBD will not show up in a drug test because hemp will not get you high. For links to the CBD oil we featured and to read more on the ABCs of CBD, we also have a link to PubMed, which lists many studies.